Hello, my love. Welcome to today's episode, which is all about releasing the fear of judgment. I've never talked about this before, so I'm really excited to come on and share everything that really helped a lot of my clients. The first thing is, I want you to just take a deep breath. Really feel that parasympathetic state. When we allow our nervous system to act from fear, it causes us to feel this sense of overwhelm, and that heightens the fear. A lot of times we give our power away. We think that the external world knows more than we know. We think they're better than us. We put them on a pedestal. We have this almost stage fright of being seen. You may be carrying a visibility wound, and you fear people seeing the real, authentic you. And I want you to know, no matter what is causing you to be afraid that you are being judged or to really put yourself out there, you are safe right here in this space with me. And the truth is, you are safe out there. When we put ourselves out there and we truly show up authentically as ourselves, we release the need to know what other people perceive us as. We are not here to live our lives for other people. And the unfortunate truth is, most people who are triggered by us or threatened or any emotion that doesn't feel good, it is because there is some shadow work that we are reflecting to them that they have to work through. It has nothing to do with you. So these hate comments that people get on social media, those comments actually have nothing to do with you. I have never been offended by a hate comment. I actually have so much compassion in my heart. I have so much love that I feel so powerfully when somebody leaves that message because I know that is them truly expressing indirectly how sad they are, how hurt they are. You know that expression, hurt people? That's all that's happening. When someone is in that low vibe frequency where they have no integrity, no self love, no self worth, and all they can do is attack you, that is something within them. That has nothing to do with you. So, the first thing I want you to take away from this is when you think someone is judging you, that is your own lack of self-esteem, your own self-worth, your own fear. But it is also completely false evidence appearing real. People are not judging. When we give our power away, we are essentially giving our power to somebody else's limiting belief. Our limiting beliefs are deeply stored within us. Every single person has a set of beliefs that they have been conditioned to believe. They're almost indoctrinated. Some of them from our parents at a young age, some of them through societal standards, others through just life experiences. But we have collected throughout our entire life all of these beliefs. And our subconscious mind only knows the program that it is running on. It only knows its program. So all of the beliefs that you have essentially learned throughout your lifetime. Well, the same holds true for the person on the other end that you think is going to judge you. I'll give you an example. I have a lot of clients who tell me that there's conflict within their family whenever they talk about wanting to start a business. I understand that because even though my mother is my biggest fan and my most supportive, probably like cheerleader over there for me, I don't know that she always understands what working for myself means versus going to work for someone else. It's not that she doesn't understand, but I think in her mind, because she was taught at a young age that you go and you work for somebody else, and that's how you make money and that's how you pay your bills. So for her, it's probably still an interesting concept that I can actually become my own employer and I can make money on my own and I can be the one employing other people. Well, that's probably how your parents feel. It doesn't make them wrong or right. It makes them have a belief system that's different from you. So now apply that to the person who's judging you. The person who you think is judging you, whether they are or they're not, has their own set of beliefs. There's two parts to this. You have an internal visibility wound that is keeping you from wanting to be seen. They have their own limiting belief, whatever their wound is, that is projecting onto you. Neither are right or wrong. They are conditions that we have to rewrite. So, going back to that expression, hurt people, I genuinely believe we could find peace on earth if love was the common denominator. It is one thing that every single person on this planet wants to feel. Yet, for some reason, maybe unrequited love or just different things that have happened, their conditioning, their program, that their thoughts view love as unsafe or whatever it is, we're not all able to get to that place of love. Because when you love someone, they want to love someone else and they want to share that love. We don't want to hurt people when we feel love. So there is something lacking in that person who you think is judging you. But take that person out of the equation. Let's not give them any more power. There may not be anybody judging you. It literally just might be your own limiting belief from a fear of being seen, from a fear of expressing your voice, from a fear of truly, authentically being you, or not even knowing who you are, maybe lacking clarity and not wanting to show up because you don't know how you want to be seen. And the truth is, when you heal that belief that is keeping you in that mindset that people want to judge you, when you heal that, you see everything from a different perspective. You shift that lens. Like I shared, I see any hate comments, whether they're on other people's pages or my own, I see them as people hurting who are trying to hurt other people. People who have suppressed wounds, who have core issues, that have a deep desire to be loved. They need to work through their own emotions. But they've probably repressed them for so long, they don't even know that they have these emotions. And it all stems from the belief system that they created throughout their entire life. They're doing the best they can. They only know what they've been taught, what they've learned, what their subconscious mind stored within them. So we can't be mad at people and we can't hide ourselves from the world because we are afraid to be seen. It's your voice, it's your actions, it's you who's going to be the change that the world needs, quite frankly, no matter what your voice is. The more we speak up and we show our authentic self, the more others can benefit from that, especially if you want to show up and educate people, inspire people, motivate, spread love, spread joy. I highly doubt anybody watching this has hate in them. I'm sure you guys are all lovely people who want to be seen as that person. And it's only you that's keeping yourself playing small. So today I want you to really give yourself a hug and also give yourself a break. Love yourself. Put your hand over your heart with me. And I want you to say, I am amazing. My voice matters. There are people who could benefit from hearing my story, from being in my presence, from experiencing what I'm going to share with them. I am not taking up space. I am exactly where I am meant to be. I love myself, and I lead with love always. And I want you to stay in that energy. It makes me sad when I have clients who are afraid of judgment, when all I can see is how much they have to give to the world, how beautiful their souls are, how passionate they are, how intelligent they are, all the value that could be instilled. If you know 2% more than somebody else, that's 2% more that you could be sharing. We like to play small because we are so afraid. Our sweet little nervous systems, they are here to protect us and they really, really have the best intention. But if we don't retrain them and show them what protection actually looks like, they are just going back to survival instinct. That bully instinct where someone's attacking you, so you've got to shut down. But they're not actually attacking you. It's all mental. That's why we speak these affirmations. That's why we give ourselves this hug. That's why we try to reset that baseline. So that safety is your baseline, so that your nervous system always feels safe. Nobody should scare you. I understand if public speaking terrifies you, or going live on Instagram scares you, or if recording a podcast or a YouTube video scares you. But you have to be discerning between fear and intuition when you are thinking about being judged from the external. So let me explain. When something is fear-based, you know it because it feels terribly wrong. I've used this analogy and I'll use it again. I shared it in a recent podcast episode, but imagine that you are going skydiving with a group of friends. It's your birthday and you're about to go skydiving. And the whole way driving there, you have this like feeling internally like you're going to puke. This is like a hell body. No, what the hell did my friends do? No, it's just not no, I don't want to do it. I just do not want to do it. That is fear. That is like, do not cross the line of that. This is not in alignment with your body. That is your body letting you know you should not do this, and that is your body's way of protecting you. Now, on the flip side of that is your intuition, and your intuition feels differently. Now, your intuition feels a little bit like this. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's get there. Let's get there. I can't wait. Okay, yeah, this is amazing. Awesome. We get it all the way up in the plane. We're up there. We got our parachutes on. We're about to jump out and that's scary. That's really scary. Okay, I can do this. I can do it. No, that's scary. That's scary. But I want to do it. I want to do it. I'm just so scared. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm scared, but yeah, let's just do it. Okay, jump. Awesome. Done. That's intuition. That fear, that scared feeling is just your body not aware of something that it's about to do. So it doesn't know how to protect you, but it's also letting you know, like, this is safe. We're going to do this. Like, we want to do this. We're not puking. We're not having this like rejection, repulse, like, get me the hell away from this idea. We are like leaning into it, but we're like that little bit of anxious energy, but like the energy that's like hyper anxious and like this excited way, not this like, oh my God, I'm going to have a panic attack and go to the ER. You feel the difference? That's important because when we are trying to figure out how to get rid of this fear of judgment, this fear of being seen, we have to recognize, is it fear that's stemming from like, we really don't want to do this? Or is it intuition that is saying, hey, I got you. This is going to be a little hard, but every time you do this, it's going to get easier and it's going to get easier. And we're going to create a new neural pathway in our brain that lets the nervous system know that this is safe and this is going to become our new baseline. This is going to feel normal, like second nature. So when you are meeting somebody's family for the first time, or you're deciding to get into a relationship, or you're posting on social media, or you're starting a business, or you're launching a program, whatever the situation is, you have to really identify, is this a fear because it is completely misaligned? Or is it intuition saying, yes, do this? And that judgment is just because I'm afraid to be seen because I have a little visibility wound, but I'm going to be okay. The universe has my back. My intuition is protecting me. This is my North Star. This is actually what's going to help me feel my most authentic self, help me feel the most alive I've ever felt, and help me step into my own authentic power. When you step into your own power and you feel genuinely embodied, there is no threat because you know you are so aligned. When I get too woo-woo on these podcasts and YouTube videos and I show up too spiritually with my friends, I never feel like I need to slow down or back down or bring my high level to a low level. I'm being me, truly authentically me. And if I've outgrown this chapter, then my new people will follow, my new friends will follow. I can't play small and hold myself to this one little level and never evolve and grow and transform because I'm making other people feel comfortable. That would kill me anyway, because the more that we suppress things and we push this down and we hold on to these emotions, we are literally just disrupting our organs. We are shutting down that nervous system. We are harming our immune system. We are creating so much stress in the body. And then we have a physiological effect. Then we start suffering with ailments and chronic conditions and anxiety and stress and diseases. Judgment is really scary because we're afraid to be seen. We're afraid of judgment. It's like being the girl at school or the guy at school again that got picked on, if you ever got picked on, or not seen for who they were, or whatever that wound is. That wasn't the one that I had. I never had a visibility wound, but I did have that people-pleasing wound, that overthinking, am I saying things right, which indirectly is kind of the same thing, not exactly the same core wound. Mine was more of safety wound, but even that, a safety wound is still sometimes you being afraid to be seen. The only way that you actually get through that, there's literally only one way. And it's not practice makes perfect. It doesn't mean you just keep showing up and showing up and showing up and it gets easier. That's not how. And I don't care who tells you differently. In my heart of hearts, I genuinely believe the only way to heal a repressed or a suppressed emotion, one of these limiting beliefs, one of these core wounds, one of these triggers, one of these fears, is to go internally, find the exact story that has been on a loop replaying in your mind that has caused this emotion. You can trace this back to the root cause. The emotion is the effect of the cause, but we've got to find the cause. So as I mentioned, because this actually did happen with a client of mine, one of my clients was picked on as a child. And because she was picked on when she was younger, she still feels the residual effects of that. So now when she's trying to show up on social media, she's having a hard time being her true authentic self because she still feels like the little girl on the playground when she was like 6 or 7 years old who was picked on, who was bullied. And because of that, she's not able to express herself. So we had to trace that wound back to that core to figure that out so that we could then rewrite that belief. That's where you do the subconscious reprogramming. Subconscious reprogramming has changed my entire life. I, like I shared, am somebody that had safety and security wounds. And when I learned how to heal those, I stopped my anxiety. I wouldn't say it happened overnight because it took me a while to learn how to heal this. But once I learned how to heal it, I literally never had anxiety again. I have not had anxiety in 2.5 years after 20 years of having anxiety. And with my client, when we were working through her story and we were rewriting these limiting beliefs, she shifted. And it doesn't happen overnight. You don't just work through a limiting belief that you've been carrying for 10, 20, 30 years and overnight it happens. Yes, you will feel an immediate click, like, oh my God, this felt good, this resonated with me. But depending upon how deeply you've been holding on to that emotion, how much it's been like stuffed down, you might have this come up in a week from now or in 2 weeks from now, or repeatedly until you finally fully clear that fear, until you release that from your body. I actually have an app that I'm releasing. I wasn't going to mention this in this episode, but I'll go ahead and mention it. It is the most profound app. It is truly transformative. There's nothing like it on the planet. Nobody has created anything like this. It is my exact framework to heal from the inside out. It's how I healed my anxiety. It's how I manifested a $200,000 month. It's how I found my dream home without even looking for it and actually got it. It's literally changed my entire life, all by doing this 5-step process that I do. It's not available until later this month, but if you want to get on the wait list, I'll drop that down below for you to subscribe to get on the wait list to be the first to know about it. But going back to what I'm sharing, it's not easy to just rewrite that belief, but the more you dig into that belief, like where that came from, It doesn't necessarily matter. We're not reliving that experience. We are rewriting that experience because your brain actually only knows what you tell it. Whatever you tell it repeatedly, it eventually remembers and it retains that information and it creates neural pathways and it believes that. So we are rewriting the old story with the new story so that your new program, your nervous system feels safe and your limiting beliefs don't exist. So that your new program tells you this new reality so that you release this fear of visibility and you're able to show up as yourself. The world wants to hear from you. I want to hear from you. The world needs more people like you who want to show up, who want to be visible. We need more leaders. I hope today that this sheds some light on what's happening internally and how you can shift out of that. And just by getting to the core of that wound and reframing that, like really reparenting that wound, giving that child the love that they needed, or that adult, whatever age you were when you developed this wound, and start rewriting that, create a new narrative, write a new story, and say new beliefs about this. And every day it's going to get easier and easier. And then, yes, practicing does make perfect because then you can show up and you can put yourself out there one step at a time. You do not have to do anything overnight. In fact, it's better to go slow because we want to build that momentum. We want to build consistency. When you work on things consistently, small little micro actions, you build habits and you rewrite and retrain your body. You recreate this narrative. You build a new reality. And it's sustainable because you built it from these actions that you've created into a lifestyle. It's not just like these quick injections and then stop, quick injections and then stop. You can see how that would build any resistance and any fear when you stop and start, stop and start. So it's better to just keep taking small steps. I hope today that you know that there is help for getting through these core wounds, that you can release this visibility wound, that you can be seen authentically as you are when you accept yourself authentically as you are. When you stop playing small and stop doubting what you have to offer, and when you realize that other people's perception of you is not only not your business, but it is their reaction to something that's happening internally with them that they have to heal. Again, why it's not our business. So today, please, 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 again, give yourself a hug, love yourself, get to the core of that original wound, rewrite that, reparent that, create a new narrative, love, love, love yourself, and show up. Take action, be aligned, be empowered. You're amazing, and I love you so much. I'll see you on the next one.